So what Deb mentioned was that, yes, we met at the think tank conference, and it was really designed about people with disability designing or influencing their own supports. From that meeting, there was a small group of people that decided to meet, and all with disabilities, or were people that were supporting people with disabilities. We did meet around kitchen tables and in lounge rooms, often on Saturdays or after work. And we probably did it for a couple of years, working out what would or wouldn't work. And from there, an organisation called Nightlife was formed. Thanks to Belonging Matters, a submission to the then DHS was made, and they gave us some funding to pilot it. It was actually that successful before we even got it running. The state government announced funding for 3 regions on how it would all run, which was fantastic. So what Nightlife does, and we've now branched out, we have Eclipse is our support organisation. Nightlife, some name stuff, people were thinking we're taking people out, so it got changed to Eclipse. So what Eclipse does is basically we have a roster of staff. Generally, they start in early evenings, and they help people with disabilities to go to bed. So people, you put in a roster saying, well, this is what I'm after, or make a request of, well, this is what time I'd like to go to bed. And from there, they organise a roster. So one support worker, instead of getting one shift that you might go and help someone, assist one person to bed that maybe takes an hour, they now get a shift that could go, 6 or 7 hours of going from one person to another to assist those people. And then somewhere along the line, they then turn around and they might go to people and start going back to people and repositioning to help with pressure care and stuff like that. So really, I can go to why was Eclipse started? Well, I can go with one line that I learned a while ago. Imagine not being able to go to your own son's wedding. That is actually a fact. We had someone whose son got engaged and was organising their wedding. As the mother of the groom, she's going to help host it. She contacted her service provider and they said, yeah, that's fine, but you have to be home by 9 o'clock. Now, if anyone knows anything, nothing's going to happen before 9 o'clock. It took 6 months for this person to negotiate a bedtime of midnight. They made it very clear that it was a once-off and that she basically should be lucky that she got it. It just so happens that at the wedding, her niece saw her there and said, oh, this is fantastic. I've just got engaged. I want you at the wedding, at my wedding. And she had to go through it all again. So you can see from there that there are so many people that are either getting supported by their parents. In my situation, it was the same. I was very active. I worked full time. I was involved in the local football club and on the committee of the local footy club. I went to functions. I would go out to 12 at 1 in the morning, but it was only because my parents were there to assist me to do it. So that's also not feasible. So long story short, Nightlife or Eclipse has started. What it's meant for these people now is you can have an active evening and nighttime life. In my situation, it then relieved parents. So all of a sudden now my parents, they can start having an active evening and nighttime activities because they don't have to worry about me, or if they're out, they're not coming home early because they've got to put me to bed, or I'm going out, not coming home early because I'm worried about them. So it led to that, and eventually it led to them being able to travel and do stuff as any married couple would do, because they knew that, hang on, I've got supports, and if something's not right during the night, I can just ring up on the phone and you get hooked onto someone and they can assist. So it's been a great service. Again, it's Deb's commitment at the start that got us there and involvement to get it started. We're now incorporated and I'm now the president of Nightlife. We run a great service. We get we're growing like you guys. The NDIS has impacted on us because the funding we did receive from the DHHS is dwindling as people transition to the NDIS, and it's a lot tighter. We have more overheads than other organisations due to running of cars, petrol, insurance, registration for all that stuff, because we need reliable vehicles for the staff to be go out to assist, because there's no point people breaking down and being unreliable. So yeah, look, for for us, Belonging Matters is always going to be the cornerstone of where it all started. It was Deb's influence on how things could be done, and I think the most important thing with a Nightlife or Eclipse is that the board holds governance for people with disability. So currently on the board we've got 2 people that use the service are on there and 1 parent of a service user. So it always brings back the voice of the people that use the service. A lot of other organisations that you'll come across won't have any representation, and they'll make decisions that affect the people that they're supposed to support without having any real impact of understanding of what that decision necessarily means. So it's been a great thing. We're in 11 years now of operating, and yeah, like I said, it all goes back to that think tank day run by Belonging Matters 14 or 15 years ago.